you have Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, it seems that you have gone through a cycle of emotional disappointment. You are currently showing up as the Queen of Cups in reverse, so emotionally unfulfilled, and you're sort of waiting for things to change, and so far they haven't. What you've been waiting for, either an apology or someone to come in and express their feelings to you, that has really been withheld from you. It has not been forthcoming. And you may have even been drowning your sorrows, or kind of dissociating from this pain in a way, or you found comfort in your friend group, maybe with a slight edge of overindulgence there, but maybe you've got some true friends who have comforted you. But the best news is that a new romantic cycle begins, and by that you can also mean a new emotional cycle, especially if you're already in a very happy relationship. There are peaks and troughs, of course, so there does seem to be growth one way or another for you emotionally in this week ahead and beyond. Not only are you climbing the ladder, so elevating in your emotional experiences, but there's also the bridge here of, what does that say, successfully overcoming a problem. So you can see there is a lot of movement here, a movement up and a movement across. So it's bridging a gap, bridging any divide. There is good energy around that at the moment. And not only that, but we got the Elephant card for a journey, a long journey, either physical, mental, spiritual, or emotional, that will leave you wiser at the end. And I think of all of the disappointment and the withholding that you have experienced in the past, you have actually grown and elevated beyond your past MO, if you like. You maybe used to have a lot of high expectations, and you maybe felt the best of people, more falling in love with their potential than how they were actually behaving. So the big learning that you have received from this perhaps quite difficult time is to release your expectations. So this is your continued guidance. And of course, there is a new romantic cycle beginning, or a new emotional, spiritual cycle beginning. And one of the keys there remains really releasing any expectations that you may have. So that's taking things one day at a time and reacting to people's actual behavior rather than your hopes and wishes. So that seems to be important advice, and it does feel like you've reached a new level of emotional security and abundance based on this lesson that you've had to go through. But let's take a longer look now at what lies ahead for you and what energy you can lean into for this guidance. Yeah, you are entering a new realm of stability in your life. Now that can be financial, because Pentacles does indicate money, but it is just very earthy, down to earth, kind of root chakra, groundedness. So a lot of emotional stability is kind of indicated here too, as well as physical stability. Your home, your life situation, your career. There is a lot that you've cleared away so that you can fully benefit now from the stability here. You've gotten rid of old fears and doubts. Now there seems to be a communication that may come in, or someone is kind of keeping tabs on you from afar. Maybe watching your Instagram or something like that, keeping an eye on you. So that might have something to do with this. There might be some news coming in that makes you realize you have let go of a lot of the old wounds and negative beliefs, and you are now in a much more stable position. And again, we are seeing you here as filled now with self-love. So that love cycle that you were in the past, you maybe relied a bit too heavily on receiving love from other people. And that's where you've managed to release the expectations of finding that love externally. And now you have found it within. So it is within you, and you know that now. So that lesson came about specifically because somebody left you in the lurch. They did you dirty. They kind of took off. This is a very unstable energy. It's unreliable. Someone you thought you could count on kind of left you in the dust and left you feeling like the Empress in reverse. So the opposite of abundant and the opposite of grounded. So you actually, now I'm picking up, because I don't normally take reversals in this deck. So I'm seeing you may have been in the past not so stable, but that is, you've really released that and let that go now. So what else does the universe want you to know? How can you unlock or lean into this energy of what's coming up? Yeah, so the advice is not to be held back by your past. So take the learnings from the past, but don't repeat old cycles. Make some adjustments. Well, you have learned, you have grown, you have emotionally changed. So take this new complexity that you have evolved and move forwards. Rest assured, you will not be stuck in the same old cycles because you have come a long way. So take action towards your future. When this kind of new emotional beginning occurs, trust in yourself that you now know how to take the appropriate action without being stuck in the past, without letting the past taint you. So we have here, there is a lot of serendipity. So there are good things going to just open up for you, and you will be overflowing with emotion, and emotion from other people will overflow towards you as well. Now, interestingly here, we've got a couple of cards that look quite fierce. This one says the fight. Now, it does talk about somebody else being motivated to fight for you. So that is one possible interpretation here, but it does talk about fighting and overcoming fears of love. And I think that is probably what this means for most people, because this emotional first house came out, that is a fiery Aries house. The moon in the first house is all about potentially the vulnerability of sharing your emotions, of not being able to hide them. And in the past, you might have been quite fierce in protecting your emotions that you displayed to others. So this is about kind of feeling that you are protected within yourself, that you needn't be afraid to share your feelings, even though that may be quite an alien concept for you, to sort of wear your heart on your sleeve. It might take some inner strength to be vulnerable, but you can do it. We have the sun shining a big light on your second house. That's the Taurus house of stability. But I always look at the partnership here. This is kind of stability. It's number 2, so it's with another person. The 2 people, didn't mean to do the fingers. It's the 2 people there, kind of working together with a common goal. So it does feel like renewed energy in your relationship, or a new relationship. So you're being asked to lean away from wanting to be the boss in the situation, wanting to take charge. So it's kind of interesting because you are being advised to take action, but somehow it's not taking the lead. I think this action it feels more like being your own warrior against your own fears. Again, it's that strength to let down your coping mechanisms and let go of your fears, the strength to be vulnerable. So don't be all bossy, I need to direct this, I need to know exactly what's what, and I'm in charge. Let go of that energy if you can, and move towards expansion, traveling on a new journey with someone or towards someone. And it could be a new journey of your own emotional psyche, where you learn new stuff about yourself, your behaviors, your fears. This is the card of travel, so it's broadening your horizons. It is quick action. Things might happen quickly, and lean into the speed at which they do. Embrace it. These are also known as Cupid's arrows, this 8 of Wands card. So, there might be, open yourself up to Cupid's arrows, and also international travel may be indicated here, so that might resonate for some of you. Let's just get a few more cards just to finish up. You have gotten rid of past disappointments. You have freed yourself from negative thinking, obsessions, addictions, emotional codependence. Those days are over. And either there is an air sign type individual coming your way, so that could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or a very smart, cool, kind of detached masculine energy, very smart, kind of living in their head. They might be the one who's approaching you now that there is this shattering of codependent bonds, or this codependent urge within you, and getting rid of past disappointments and unrealistic expectations maybe. Or this is you reaching a new cool and detached kind of energy from this past. Either way, this past is over, and whether this is you now living in your more detached, cool, calm and collected is how I would describe this, or whether this is a person coming in for this new emotional start with you, that remains to be seen. It will be different for all of you. If you would like your own personal reading on this or any other topic, go to my website, abundancelovejoy.com. Meanwhile, this is Sarah wishing you much abundance, love and joy.